Cavs were the story of the first half without question, and the NBA took notice. It was apparent during All-Star Weekend.
Obviously, in finding a young star, Darius Garland, who's leading the charge, Evan Mobley. They have a great young group of guys that, they're putting it together now, but they're going to be good for years to come. And so if I had to pick a surprise, I think it's Cleveland.
They ain't never really sort of surprised teams. It's just you got a chance to play the game. Everybody says that about the Cavs or whatnot, but early in the season, I got no Darius. I coached against him when he was in high school, so I knew what they were capable of. Colin Sexton actually played in my AAU program. He's really good, but he got injured, so they just putting the pieces together and guys getting a chance to play.
I would say the Cavs or the Hornets probably, because they're mobile. You know, you got Markkanen, you got Jared, Evan Mobley, K-Love. Like, you got guys that aren't just stationary, they move. A couple of those guys can shoot. You know, Mobley can get off the rim and push it down the court. And most of them are rim protectors, so it's a lot of length and some shooting for 3 or 4 guys to be 7 feet tall.
I'll go with this city here in the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, you know, their record, in the past years hasn't been great, but this year they've proven that it looks like they're going to be in the playoffs. They're a tough team to go against, a big lineup that's physical with guards that can score. They're a team that definitely surprised a lot of people. They, got a lot of people's respect early in the season.
Let's welcome in Chris Fedor, Cavs beat reporter for the Plain Dealer, cleveland.com. And Chris, it's nice to hear some of the elite in the NBA talk that way about the Cavs. I know you wrote an article, Rebirth of Cleveland for the first time in decades. Cavaliers are creating their own legacy without LeBron. Take us through that and how nice it was to kind of celebrate NBA basketball with the Cavs kind of on the rise.
I think they've deserved it, Dave. I think that's what it comes down to. They've earned the kind of recognition that they got from all of those players there. And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, talked glowingly about JB Bickerstaff. And you can tell that other people around the NBA are recognizing what the Cavs are doing. And in talking to a lot of the same players and some of the opposing coaches throughout the course of the last few days, they don't believe it's a fluke. They believe that this is just the start for this young Cavs team, that, they're here probably earlier than anybody expected. But what they're doing is sustainable if they continue down this path. Their style is sustainable. And the kind of talent that they have on this team, they feel like is only going to continue to get better. And I think that's the exciting thing when it comes to the Cavs, Dave, is that, they're not doing it by just buying free agents in the offseason, right? Or making trades for win-now players toward the end of their career. It was an organic build by the Cavs, and they're just in the early stages of this ascension because Evan Mobley is going to continue to get better. Jared Allen has room to grow. Darius Garland can still get better. So how they built this thing leads you to believe that it's not just a one-and-done type thing.
Yeah, and all of them are ascended. They're all young. I mean, a lot of those guys, keep in mind, Mobley, 1 year of college basketball. Darius Garland had 5 college games, and I know he's played a couple of years in the league, but it's still a learning process that you can't rush.